Hornet Stadium, where the Hornets just defeated Monroe 6-0, 2 goals, 1 goal. Preston got a goal, a whole bunch of goals.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the way, first of all, just this group of guys on senior night? What's it like being out here with them?
Well, it's incredible. We kind of put the ownership on the senior group to lead us, and then everybody else to kind of support the seniors in their efforts tonight. And the energy was immaculate. We came out with a different type of energy in pregame. The focus was there. So whether that started at the school today, but it certainly carried through the pregame. First half, again, we were 0-0 at halftime, but again, these guys didn't drop a shoulder, didn't drop their heads, and we came at it. I think we're better together, and we really saw that Saline at full force tonight.
I don't know if this is a question you can answer or not, but every group has its own personality. How would you describe this group?
So we don't really have like a sole leader, and maybe some would look to me, but that's far from the case. It's the entirety of the group, all 24 of us, including Graham Gerby, who got his first start tonight, being injured all season. It's a collective. It doesn't really come from one player, but rather everybody. If one of us is having a down night, then the whole team does. But it takes the collective agreement to turn on, get ready. We turn on more than our speakers, and we're high flying tonight. You saw us at full force.
Last question, really. You guys are. It's 0-0 at halftime, and I was at the Monroe game, and I know that was not you weren't too happy with that. How do you feel about the way you guys bounced back in the second half this time compared to?
Yeah. So. The first round at Monroe, it was a tale of two games. They played very organized, very disciplined, put 10, at times 11 players behind the ball and made it very difficult to break down their low block. We hadn't necessarily trained attacking shape in the final third, and so we found ourselves frustrated 20 minutes in at halftime with 20 minutes left, tried to change formation to get the most out of that game and found ourselves kind of in a rut. And I think here 2 weeks later, we're finally climbing out of that. This time, again, it was all energy, attitude, and focus that really brought us over. Certainly that equates to intensity, and we saw that tonight. But again, it's all these guys. Together, when they make the decision to play together, to play hard, we see what we saw tonight. We certainly broke that deadlock in the second half, and then we were first to every ball. From what I've seen out of Monroe, it's unlike them to kind of look helter-skelter, but I think when we impose our game onto them, that's kind of what we saw in that second half. We're always finding the open player, always making forward runs, always catching them off guard, attacking space, having a plan.
Who was the guy you were trying to get a goal for at the end?
We're trying to get everybody on the ball, but certainly we subbed on our Brazilian foreign exchange student, Vinicius Batuzzi. And
he's usually the backup, the secondary goalie, or the goalie, one of the goalies?
It's tough to call either one of them backup because they're both so great.
Right.
They have different strengths of their own, but with Jack getting the start in the second half because they split halves, we threw Vinny in an injured player's jersey. Referees allowed it, and we let him go.
So he scored the goal, was waved off, but how was that to watch him do that celebratory sprint back to the bench?
In Brazil, and really any of these foreign countries, it's they just have such a love and passion for the game, and you kind of see that. Of course, he's a goal player and does the breadth of his work in his own box, defending our cage. But this is a kid who loves the game. Whether he gets pulled out or lets in a goal, he plays with his heart on his sleeves, and he's never going to question his effort or attitude because it's always in the right spot. And a shame he was in an offside position because he deserves that goal, but I'm sure he's still going to leave with a smile on his face.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Trent.